Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Love Dennis. Do you agree with Dennis when he said if Larry Bird was black, he'd just be another black guy?
No, I totally don't agree.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name is Sean David. Thanks for tuning in. Let's talk some old school NBA basketball. Now, it has been almost 3 months since I last posted a Larry Bird video. So in today's episode, we have to do that, talking about Larry Legend, taking a look at NBA legends, talking about him. And I found some new clips that I really enjoyed, especially when it came to not only the funny stories, but also people fearing playing against Larry Bird. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. If you enjoy the content, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I would say, let's get right into it. Now, the first clip that we're going to take a look at is from Isaiah Thomas, obviously a Detroit bad boy Piston legend, and he gets along with Larry Legend very well nowadays. Was a little bit different back in the days, and he talks about how everybody almost soiled themselves playing against Larry.
Like every time Larry Bird caught the basketball, it's like, oh shit. He didn't do nothing, but we was like, oh, he got it. He got the basketball. And the type of fear that puts into you, and then that type of fear makes you do something stupid defensively. Like, you're not supposed to double team. Ain't nowhere in the scouting report where it said you got to double team. But Bird caught the basketball, he's standing there, and it's like, help, I gotta go double team. Right? And you break down. And as soon as you break down, he kick it right over to Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge drop a three, and you lose the game.
Listen.
And your coach say, why'd you go double team? I was like, well, he had the basketball. But so
That's real.
The stat sheet don't measure that.
When I came from Atlanta, we got food all the time. You had a shoot around. After shoot around, they had food for you, like brunch or whatever.
Right.
So when I came to the Pacers, I'm like, hey, y'all, where the brunch at? I remember our first preseason game, I'm like, where brunch at? They was like, brunch? What you talking about? Y'all don't get brunch after this shit? They like, no. I'm like, oh, I mean, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Larry Bird right there. I'm like, yo, where the brunch? Where y'all the food at? He was like, you get per diem, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, go find you something to eat.
He was a quiet shit talker.
Yeah.
He would like go by you and say, I'm going to hit this now.
Yeah.
I remember we were playing and Tom Tolbert was playing Larry and guarding him pretty well. Larry picked up the ball and he couldn't find no one. And Tolbert was all over it. He just turned around and launched it. And Tolbert said, off, that's off. He said, awful good. I'm like, oh,
I say this often. Larry is seriously underrated. They should talk about Larry Bird like they do Magic, like they do Jordan, Kareem. Larry's in that conversation. The best of the best. He's at that table. And then the rest of us.
When we were playing Utah, I would have to go through, set a cross screen for Larry, and Karl Malone was guarding Larry. Larry was killing him, talking shit and telling him about it. Kevin McHale was locking Karl Malone up, and Larry was talking about, yeah, we two bad white boys, ain't we? As we were running back down the court, Karl Malone said, young fella, you set a screen on me again like that, I'm gonna knock your head off your shoulder. I go across to set the pick, Larry cuts off, and I see Karl rear his forearm back, and I'm like, is this motherfucker really gonna try to do it? And at the last second, I jumped out the way, and I was like, damn, he's gonna take it out on me, because Larry was busting his ass.
Bird was on his way out. Magic was on it, because that was that kind of the passing of the torch to kind of. What was that like?
It wasn't
easy.
It was a grabbing of the torch.
Right.
A grabbing of it.
They wasn't passing shit.
Larry passed it. Mm-hmm. Larry, a lot of those practice sessions you talked about, Jack, the one was in Monaco.
Yeah.
Chuck Daly's like, I need one more practice before we go to Barcelona. And that's when that practice, a closed door, no one in the gym. Chuck Daly split up the teams. Michael had a squad. Magic had a squad, and they were just talking trash. And I remember, Mike was just going at Magic, and Magic was not giving up. Magic's, one of the greatest players of all time, and still was not going to just hand it over. Larry had a bad back, and I remember, scrimmage, and then everyone's talking shit, and You look over at Larry, just laughing, going, it's over, man. It's over. Like, leave that guy alone, man. We had our time in the sun. Yeah. But it was literally, it was cool to see not only Michael take it, but Magic fight for it.
Yeah.
And then go,
couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, you got it.
What Larry was able to do on and off the court, it defied description, and it was very much like being on tour with the Grateful Dead, in that you never knew what was going to happen. You knew it was going to be fun. You knew it was going to be great. You knew it was going to be dynamic. You knew it was going to be explosive. But you could never say, that's what's going to happen.
Well, we came to play. We came to win.
It was a really good basketball team, a very unselfish team. There just wasn't any doubt in my mind that we were going to win.
Well, Steve, what about your thoughts on tonight's matchup? Another lineup change by the coach. He's installed Jerome Kersey in the starting lineup.
Well, he's put a tiger in the tank. He feels that Jerome Kersey is going to give him some aggressiveness, particularly against Larry Bird.
Jerome Kersey's guarding Larry. And I think his first 8 or 10 points were left-handed. And at that point, McHale was still coming off the bench. And so we score. Larry scores his 6th point on some kind of left-handed shot.
Bird against Kersey.
And McHale goes, hey, Jerome, wait till he starts shooting right-handed.
Change for Bird, another three-point try.
Well, left-handed is one thing, but when the game got close, I had to go back to the right one. I think it went right down the wire, and we might have won by 1 point.
Beat you right there. You got to keep them under control. They don't.
And the Blazers have timeout with 3 seconds remaining.
His ability to just bring it out every single day. You know, he could outscore you, he could out-rebound you.
Bird kept it alive to 1 for 2. Oh, what a play!
He could pass better than you, he could defend better than you, he could lead better, he could dribble better, he could set up plays, he could be the decoy. He could do it all.
Bird winds up three-pointer. Yes, Bird's last three-pointer, so he tries another one. Of course! Here in the first quarter, Bird backdoor.
There was another time we played San Antonio where Larry was like 10 for 10 from the field, 10 for 10 from the line, and early in the fourth quarter, we beat him by about 20, and he told Casey, he goes, this isn't any fun, coach, take me out. He goes, this isn't. He goes, you know, they're not even a challenge tonight.
Bird winds up again, 3 points.
I think it was Dennis Rodman who recently said that if Larry Bird played today, he'll have to play over in the European League.
If Larry Bird was playing today, he would still be the MVP of the league, and his team would still be winning championships. Now, why do I say that? Because we just watched the Joker, who is very similar to Larry Bird, take his Denver Nuggets team and win the championship. So if I look at these two players and if I'm saying they're similar, then Bird would probably win 2 or 3 championships in this era.
In this era right now.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of another story. We were having training camp. We were playing cards late at night, and something broke off in the middle of the card game. Somebody wound up getting hurt. The police were called. We had nothing to do with it, but we witnessed it. Next day, Larry Bird calls Reggie and I in the office, and he's like, I don't know if you know, but there was a card game at Dale Davis's room last night. Guys was up late, and Reggie and I was like, what?
Are you serious? Like, you want us to talk to Dale? Because we'll go talk to Dale right now. I mean, this is unacceptable. I was like, Jack, did you know anything like this? He's like, Jack, no. I was like, Coach, we'll handle it. So then we walk out to the office. I told you they were going to find out. So we had to come up with a story. He never made the press?
Yeah, never made the press, but he was contemplating whether to punish Dale or not. And it wasn't until about a week later he realized that we were actually
3 for 3 for LB. Oh, mercy.
The thing that always stands out to me about Larry was his unwavering confidence. I mean, he had a level of confidence that was far superior to the rest of us. And I think that we were all very confident people.
He's trying different kinds of shots this year than he did any time in his career.
We just didn't think we were going to lose. And we lost some games throughout the year. I can remember one in particular where I was mad at Kevin and Bill before the game. They were messing around in Dallas. And I was very upset, so I went out and I told them, I don't need you guys, I'll win it by myself. I score 50 and we lose. but I made my point.
Up to Vincent. Got McHale. Finds Bird. Oh, what a nice pass by the rookie.
You know, Larry was a serious trash talker in the sense that he would challenge people to be able to either block this shot or, you know, or get a hand up on this play, or so it was all in I think good nature, but still a way of challenging, you know, teams that we were playing against to be able to match his skills.
I'm not a limelight type of guy. I'm not a self-promoter. I sort of let my basketball do my talking.
I am not sure if I'm the only one, but I have the feeling that over the past 20 years, it feels like more and more people appreciate Larry Bird. And I think, especially in the 80s when you had the rivalry with the Lakers and the Celtics, there were many people who were against the Celtics automatically, so disliking Larry Bird. But now, you know, since that rivalry has diminished or whatever you want to call it, people can be more objective about Larry Legend and actually understand what a great, sensational player he is. And I'm very happy about it, because to me, again, he's the second greatest player in my book, next to MJ. Anyway, you guys, hope you enjoyed the content. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.